Hello, 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 hello. Yeg Gooner back again with another reaction video. Like I thought it was only fitting that let's be real. No one wants me to break down that Spurs game. You get me? So I thought it was only fitting that after that performance that was given, which was a mediocre performance, which in my opinion shows that Spurs starting 11 isn't better than Arsenal starting 11. Our squad is better, our starting lineup is better. It is what it is, man. Like it's Spurs fried chicken, you get me. You're gonna get those performances from them, you get me. It's not gonna be consistent. Um, and so with that 1-1, in my personal opinion, like in my personal opinion, anyways, right? Like this is just me, my opinion. I thought it was only fitting to revisit a a lovely video, or not even a video. Like this is straight fact show from the Football Terrace. I was in the UK when this happened, and I was packing, and so I was packing, and I was with my daughter, so I couldn't really fully pay attention. And funny enough, lucky enough, blessed enough, um, on my feed today, I saw this video. I was like, yo, I have to download this. And funny enough, lucky enough, blessed enough, Spurs did what they did. And I'm like, yo, let me go back, see what the footballing opinions were about Spurs and what they're gonna do and who their identity is right now, what their mentality is right now, and use it to reflect on what's just happened. You get me? I'm gonna put the description in the description. I'm gonna put the fellow drinking water, that is Don Hussam. I'm going to put his channel inside the description. I'm going to put the Terry or Football Terrace clips inside the description. I'm going to be combating the football opinions. I'm not going to be coming at them personally just because it takes a lot to do what they do. And like, we're blessed that they give us free content like this. You get me? But if I do see someone like kind of like accusing someone of something, I'm going to be like, yo, I'm gonna put my 2 cents in. You get me? Let's just get right into it. You get me? This is juicy content. Let's do this.
You make it that when he says he doesn't respect Tottenham yet. I'll hand it over to you. I hand it over to you because I know this is part of the reason you want to come on today because I know it's kind of getting under your skin a little bit with the way Hussam's talking about Tottenham.
Sorry. Okay. I'm gonna go back right into it, but like, if you watch any video from any YouTube, make sure you like. If you like the content, make sure you always subscribe. I am subscribed to this. I advise all of my viewers to subscribe to the Football Terrace and subscribe to Football Terrace clips. And also, this is football. Sorry about that. Let's just get into it. You get me?
Do you know what? I'm going to call it for what it is. Now, listen, I don't know Hussam. I don't think me and you have ever spoken before, right? So this isn't anything personal. I don't know him. But Hussam, for me, is a 2023 football fan. If ever I've seen football fans in 2023 who are, I call them the Rory Jennings of this world. Everything Hussam says is for clicks, for likes, for clickbait. He hasn't actually got any structure or any sensibility to anything that he actually says. Anything that comes out of this guy's mouth is clickbait. In the last month.
So why you call me out then if I'm clickbait?
I'll explain to you. Calm down 1 second.
So I'm clickbait, yet you called me out. So what does that make you then?
Well, not clickbait, because I seem to remember that you were actually invited onto my show after Liverpool failed to beat Spurs, after you'd been telling the world for a whole...
Okay. When he says after Liverpool beat Spurs, let's put context to that. I'm pretty sure anyone that watches the Premier League or follows football knows what beating we're talking about. We're talking about the alleged beating where you were playing 9 men. It took an own goal for Spurs to win. There was 2 red cards and a disallowed goal. So the referees were against Liverpool. Well, the ref was against Liverpool. And to be honest, it's still kind of controversial whether Jota should have been sent off, but we'll put context to that. Also, let's also put context to the fact that Chelsea had Spurs had the same situation with Chelsea, and they lost as well. And like Spurs fans, correct me if I'm wrong. If you're a Spurs fan, let me know. Do you feel like that going up against? Actually, no. Let me just watch. Let's watch.
Whole entire week that you were going to batter us after telling everyone that we're no good, that Postecoglou, it's been new manager bounce. And then all of a sudden, it was like you were asked to come on my show by Perchie, if you remember. And your response was, I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. It was like, okay, come on and talk
Yeah,
about
there
the
was
game.
nothing to say about that game.
No, I get it. No, that's cool, but that kind of is what YouTube's about, right? Like you have a sound again.
Yeah,
Anyway.
even when I done my match reaction, I just had an hour rant about the referees. What's my supposed to say about that game? That didn't disprove anything I said, by the way.
Okay, cool. So listen, the reason why I find it really funny, Terry, is you and I talked about this on Wednesday. Do I need justification from other football fans that my team is doing well? No. Do I find it really, really childish?
You don't need justification from other football fans if you think your team's doing well, but you do. It's not justification. You do need them to agree with you because it's your team. You have a biased opinion. So when you feel like, for example, some Arsenal fans feel like Saka's better than Salah. If then they were to say that Saka's better than Salah and everyone else was to say no, then it's not seeking validation or justification. It's then getting a correct response. So I think Spurs are okay. I don't know what he thinks they are, but yeah.
Childish that people have to put their watch-alongs as hate-alongs when we're not even their rivals. We're not their rivals.
My thumbnail guy did that. I didn't ask him for it.
Hang on. Get a grip. We're not your rival. You know, hate-alongs. I keep seeing these images that you put some of league tables where we're top and there's an imposter in our ranks, and it's like
they do hate-alongs for Arsenal.
And Terry, you know that I don't think Tottenham are winning a title. So this isn't
about
so
you agree with me then?
No, but there's a difference, Sam. You're a grown man talking about imposters. There's no imposters. You are where you are after 9 games. You're not an imposter. You are where you are after 9 games because, funnily enough, man, you couldn't beat us.
So I think, so Hussam has said that Spurs, when they were top of the table early on, were imposters. That they're not like they're there now, but they're not going to actually challenge for the title, right? That's in my opinion. That's what I dissected from what he's got. Sometimes when people speak, you have to look at what they've said and then analyze it versus just listen to it and then like hear a buzzword and then react to it. And then Savva's saying that he doesn't think that Spurs is going to challenge for the title. Well, what imposter means is, or I'll give you an analogy for an imposter. You have a lineup of wolves and you have a sheep wearing a wolf's costume. He appears to be a wolf, but he's not. He's a sheep. So when you look at the table, it appears that Spurs are going to challenge, but they're not because they're imposters. So I have nothing, like, if that's what Hussam has said, that they're imposters early on in the season because they're not going to challenge, right now he's right. He's 100% correct. And even back then, Savva's saying the same thing because they're not going to challenge. It's just maybe Hussam said it differently.
Arsenal couldn't beat us. Liverpool couldn't beat us. Yeah? We've played Fulham.
Couldn't beat you and the 3 other people as well. It was 11v14, 9v14, so it will be difficult to beat you for anything.
So Hassan, I'll go back to you. Remember what
you know what I find funny about this? After you called me out on your last show,
Hassan,
you actually agreed with everything I said about your own club.
Hassan, let me finish.
I don't get your energy is like, I actually agree with what he's saying, but he's clickbait.
Let me finish.
You just said Spurs won't win the league. You just said
let me finish.
Hang on,
does that not make you
Sam, you have your right to reply in a minute. Let's have finished, and then we'll go to you. We'll go to you, brother. All right, go on, Sam.
There is a difference between me sitting there and saying Spurs won't win a league and acknowledging that, Jesus, what a good job Postecoglou has done in the space of 3 or 4 months. There was a difference then between people like Hussam that come out with things like, they're imposters. They've not impressed me. I'll call out any football fan that has watched us play football this season that is seeing us top of the league after nearly a quarter of the season gone. After tonight will be more than a quarter of the season gone. To sit there and say, they've not done anything to impress. Was it impress your words, or they've not done anything?
It's 10 games. Why should anyone be impressed by that? It's 10 games. After 10 games, we can't determine who's going to win the league. So why should we be impressed by it? Last season, when Arsenal were doing things like this, them were telling Arsenal that, that they had an easy run. That's why they've done that. It's 10 games. Like, calm down. He's he's a Liverpool fan too. He's used to blitzing teams like that. So if you're comparing his team to your team, what's there to be impressed by?
Thing to impress me yet. Okay.
I'm not impressed. I wasn't impressed.
Right? Let's call it for what it is. Grown-up football fans will turn around and go, you know what? I don't think Spurs are going to win it. But what a good job they've done. What a good start to the season they've had. They've been better than we thought.
I don't like that. That's an insult. I don't like that. When you say grown-ups, you're implying that he's not a grown-up. I don't like that.
No one's been able to beat them. And I hear all sorts of things, Terry. I hear, oh, look who they've played. Well, we heard that before the Man United game, and we beat them.
Did the same thing to Arsenal.
We heard that before the Liverpool game, we beat them. We heard that about going to Arsenal and getting battered at Arsenal, and we were the better team and should have beaten them.
You were not the better team.
So even as a level-headed fan, I'm not one of these fans going to come on your show and go, we're winning a league. But as a level-headed fan, I've got fans sitting there, 2023 football fans sitting there with hate-alongs.
Another insult.
For some reason about our club because they failed to beat us. The hate since they failed to beat us has been I want you guys to search hate along in your spare time on your YouTube and see which fan base you get in those hate alongs on YouTube. It won't be the Spurs, it would be Arsenal hate alongs. But let's continue because this is funny. It's funny how some people, like some fan bases, can't take criticism. Oh my God.
You want to be on the standard of Arsenal, but you can't hold what we hold. You can't hold the insults we hold, the criticism we hold, but you want to be on our standard.
I could send you the same tweets too. What do you think? I haven't deleted them. They're still there.
Listen, I've got them, right? And all I can see...
This is due to the behavior of your own fan base that you yourself call out.
Sure. But you know what?
Have you not called out Spurs fans nearly every show you've done here?
Huh?
Have you not called out delusional Spurs fans nearly every single straight facts show?
But listen.
So when I call out Spurs fans that are delusional, I'm the problem.
It's called a caveat. I'm going to teach you a word you probably don't know. It's called a caveat.
No, I know. Don't worry.
Right? Okay, so if you know what caveat is,
I don't need to teach me English. Don't worry.
Okay, so if you know
what
a caveat
languages. How many languages do you speak?
That's the second time that, again, I'm watching, and what I'm getting from that is you're trying to insult the guy. And I don't know if you guys comment down below. Could you tell that Hussam is from Jordan? Because to me, he sounds like he speaks fluent English. So I don't know where this is coming from. Terry's right over here. He's enjoying this shit, yo. Let me chill, man. Guys.
Who's condescending now? You can both play
one language.
Yeah, don't worry about one language. You can't teach me anything. Don't worry. Do you know I'm a well-educated man. I'm a chemical engineer.
Okay. Sorry, is this a football chat or you want to start talking about what you do for a living?
Is this an English chat or a football chat?
You're a chemical engineer.
Right? Yeah, is this an English chat or a football chat? Why try and teach me English?
Right, I'm going to tell you why. Because one, I don't like the lights, and I'm going to explain to you why. When I come on here and I tell Spurs fans to calm down and say that they're delusional because we're not winning a league.
You are delusional.
What I say is, right, but yeah, we're doing really well. We have impressed. We have started well. And we do deserve credit. We're
6 minutes in, Hussam hasn't even said anything.
You do is you don't do what I do. So don't say, oh, I agree with Savva. We say the same thing. No, we don't. What you do is go, oh my God, imposters. I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
If you're not impressed, why has no one been able to beat us if you're not impressed? What is it that you've not been impressed about, but no one can figure out how to beat us?
Okay. First of all, everything that you just said about your delusional fan base, I've said. Just because it annoys you, the way I say stuff, that's not my fault.
That's not what I said.
You just said Spurs won't win the league. I called you imposters. Tomato. Same shit. I think Liverpool. I think 1 second. I didn't interrupt you. 1 second.
It is the same thing because when you use a critical analytical thinking, or when you use 10 games in, it does not determine whether you're going to win the league. So then when you, again, I think I've already said this, but when you see the table and you see Spurs at the top, you're like, okay, 10 games in there at the top, but they're not going to be here later on. So you are an imposter because you appear to be a title challenging team, but you're not. You're currently 5th place and you drew to West Ham today. So it proves that what Hussam is saying is facts.
second. Let me land so you'll get my point.
You didn't interrupt.
So
me.
with Liverpool, City, and Arsenal, I think these three teams are in the title race. Those are the
I
three
agree.
title race contenders.
I
Okay.
agree.
So if I call Spurs an imposter, or you say Spurs aren't going to win the league, we're not really saying different stuff. I'm just saying
We're saying very different things. Yes,
no,
we are.
One
Yes,
second.
They're not. They're not. They're not.
We are.
One
Yes,
second.
we are.
Can I speak? I'm just
You
saying
can,
it
but
like
don't
an
lie.
asshole. Okay,
You
okay,
can,
no
but
problem.
don't
I'll make your
lie,
life
Sam.
very easy. I'll make your life very easy. I'm saying it like an asshole, and you're just saying it like a Spurs fan. It's okay.
No,
I can
that's
say
not
it.
true.
I don't even think he's saying it like an asshole. He's saying it exactly how I viewed it when I saw it. It's like, you're not going to be here when it comes to the latter stage of the season. You're not. So you were imposters.
Like an asshole. I don't
No.
mind. I know I'm an asshole sometimes. It's okay. But when it
It's
comes
not
to
about-
Tottenham Hotspur,
Yeah,
the
this
reason
man-
why they're an
yeah.
imposter
This
is
man-
something I've already unpacked on Straight Facts and on the terrace multiple times. I've already spoken about Tottenham Hotspur's fixtures this season. We've already unpacked it. I've already looked at context, because you guys like to just take the stuff that I've said out of context. Yeah, I've called Spurs an imposter, and what? Your own words as a Spurs fan is, we're not going to win the league. Your own
Sure.
words as a Spurs fan is, hear me out. Your own words as a Spurs fan is, I call out my delusional fan base. Yeah, the same fan base that came on here after the Fulham game. I was watching the terrace. Big up that post-match video. Make sure to check it out if you haven't, where they were talking about winning the league. It had to take Kate, who is a long-time Spurs fan, to come up here and go like, yo, can we relax? Why are we talking about winning the league 9 games in? So when I talk about your delusional fan base, I'm just talking about the same people that you get upset at, that I'm angry at, because you're talking about me mentioning Spurs. They're the people in my mentions 24/7. Even if I tweet anything that has nothing to do with Spurs, they're in my mentions. Or you want a replay? Let me give you a perfect example, because you think this is a one-way street. Nothing in life is a one-way street.
No, stop telling me what I think. Stop telling me what I think.
Let me just give you a final point, and then you can respond.
Sure, but stop lying.
After the Konate incident this Saturday in the Merseyside derby, where the whole he should have been sent off thing happened, I had 76 notifications, all Spurs fans. So what, you want me to just sit back, say nothing back? Spurs are imposters. They're not going to win the league. And what?
Not what I said.
Your fan base is delusional.
Not what I said. Do you know what? What I love about debating people like you, right? And people in the chat saying I'm rattled. I'm not rattled. I find this hilarious. I find it absolutely hilarious.
Clearly.
How you've got a Liverpool fan that, honestly, people send it to me. They're like, who's this Hussam guy? This Hussam guy. This Hussam guy. All your posts since you didn't beat Tottenham. Do you know the problem is, Hussam? You ran your mouth so much about how bad Tottenham are, about how you were going to batter us, and you didn't, did you? You didn't batter us at all. And the problem is, since then...
Are you talking about the robbery?
Listen, Hussam, we could talk about a robbery all we want. We all know that decision was wrong. But just because that decision was wrong doesn't mean you would have won the game. That's not how life works.
If you take away a goal in a crucial stage of a match, especially because Liverpool were kind of like, let's not forget this is at White Hart Lane. Liverpool were ganging, pressing Spurs off the park. You can't tell me taking off a goal and giving a red card that shouldn't have been a red card when you won the game off a last minute own goal. Like, you know what? I'm gonna leave it here, yeah, and let you guys like find the rest of the video and enjoy it. You get me? I was enjoying it, right? But like, one thing I would say about this, yeah, again, I said I'm gonna talk about the footballing opinions, so I'm gonna take 2 seconds to go to footballing opinions. But real talk, like one thing I would say is that Hussam has a lot of self-control and decorum, right? Because like I'm not too sure if Savva knows based on his emotional intelligence, but some of the stuff that he was saying is very disrespectful, and it makes it seem like he's he's in terms of his football opinions, they matter more. No one's football opinions matter more. We all have an opinions, we all can debate opinions, but those side comments were a little bit too much. But real talk, yeah. Basically, what's going on here is that Spurs fans are becoming that Hussam because he said they're imposters. on Twitter, if people come at you and you reply to them, it seems like all your feed is just about Spurs, but it's not. You're just replying to the people that are talking about you. And I have no idea what Savva's issue is about it, because at the end of the day, he's saying that Husam's lying and putting words in his mouth. That's not what he said, but that's what you. And you say when he says, "Oh, basically what you think." But when you use your words and you decipher them, if you were to put in a different language that's plain like Germany, you guys probably be saying the same thing. You get me? But Yeg Gooner, please like and subscribe. You get me? And again, check the rest of this video out on the Football Terrace clips. Much love. Peace. Well, I said peace, man.